The Goat and the Fence. On the edge of a village stood an old pen where a goat named Clara lived. She was strong, healthy, and had plenty of food, green grass, fresh water, and the care of her farmer. Yet, Clara had one trait that often led her into trouble. She was extremely curious. Every day she walked along the fence that surrounded the pasture. The fence was tall and solid, built from thick planks. The goat could stroll around, nibble on the grass, and gaze at the clouds, but her heart would not rest. What lies beyond this fence? She wondered. Perhaps the grass is greener there. Maybe flowers I've never seen, or other animals who would gladly meet me. One day Clara noticed a gap between the boards. It was small, but large enough to peek through. She looked, and beyond it, she saw a field with bright yellow flowers. At once she longed to be on the other side. That must be paradise. And here I sit, like a prisoner behind bars, she bleated. The goat began to push against the fence. Slowly at first, then harder and harder, the boards creaked, and with each moment she believed more strongly that she could squeeze through. And indeed, her head fit between the boards, then her shoulders. But when she tried to push through the rest of her body, she got stuck. The front half of her was on one side of the fence, the back half on the other. Neither forward nor back. Clara began to struggle, bleat, and kick. The boards groaned louder and louder, but the fence held fast. "Help!" she cried desperately. "I'm stuck!" Her cries brought the other animals from the pen, the hen, the dog, and the old donkey. They looked on in disbelief. "Didn't I warn you?" clucked the hen. "You always stick your nose where it doesn't belong." "Curiosity is a fine thing," added the donkey, "but only when paired with sense." The dog wagged his tail and said, "Now, instead of new friends, you've found yourself in trouble." Clara kept struggling for a while until finally the farmer arrived. He saw his goat in such a pitiful state, half on one side of the fence, half on the other, and shook his head. "Oh, Clara, Clara, you had plenty of grass on this side, yet you wanted another's. See how much trouble your stubborn curiosity has caused." The farmer loosened a few boards to free her. The goat, sore and embarrassed, stumbled back into the pasture. Instead of rejoicing in her freedom, she sat in a corner and hung her head. From that day on, she avoided the fence for a long time. She had learned that not everything beyond a barrier is worth the risk. She understood that curiosity without sense becomes a trap, and chasing illusions may end in shame and pain. Moral: curiosity is a beautiful gift, but without wisdom it leads to trouble. Not everything that looks better is truly worth the risk.